Welcome to Bee's Travelogue, episode 37. We started our second day in Seoul with a beautiful breakfast at a cafe. We then headed to the Eastern Palace to buy the tickets for the secret garden. We had more than half an hour before the tour started, so my daughter suggested we go to Jeongmyo Shrine. Here, preparations were underway for a big celebration. Every first Sunday in May and every first Sunday in November, Korea celebrates its ancestors. However, because of the rainstorm that was supposed to come, a lot of the celebrations were cancelled. Back at Changdeokgung, a lot of people were asking my daughter to take their photos. We still had time to explore all the buildings and take our own photos while waiting for the tour guide. Just like Gyeongbokgung, the big palace, this palace is very beautiful, and it's less crowded. Finally, our tour started. Our entire group had to enter the gate at the specified time and follow the guide. We walked along some pathways and underneath some trees until we emerged in this area. There was a pond with fish surrounded by several buildings. We had time to walk around and explore and take a lot of pictures. There was no rush in this area. We were then led to another area with several buildings and learned about this gate. If you walk through this gate from a certain direction, you are guaranteed to live a long life. We passed a lot of shallow ponds, and our guide told us that this area in particular was used in the K-drama Kingdom. If you've heard of Kingdom or watched it, you know it's about very fast-moving zombies attacking the kingdom of Joseon. While other tourists were walking around taking photos of the buildings, the ponds, the beautiful old trees, I kept picturing zombies everywhere because I had seen the first season of Kingdom. This pavilion with the feathery ornament on top was very popular with kings. The secret garden was a special place for the royal family to be able to relax and enjoy nature. The buildings were very beautiful and practical. There were many gardens for flowers and herbs, and the guide told us about the ondol floor and how the buildings were being heated from a fire underneath. Again, we had a lot of time to walk around here and explore all the different areas behind and in front of the building and walk around the gardens and look inside the buildings to see how the ondol floor was being heated. Finally, we headed back to the main area of the palace, and from there our plan was to get some lunch. On the way, we briefly stopped at Unyeonggung just to look around because it was free and open, but we didn't have much time, so I just took a few pictures of the inside. My daughter had picked a certain restaurant, but the line was incredibly long, so we switched and ate at this bibimbap place. We found a very cute art store with paintings and ceramics and had a lot of time taking pictures inside, and my mom and daughter picked a little bowl each. We then stopped at Jogye So, or Jogye Temple, which had a lot of lanterns and was very colorful. We walked around a little bit looking at everything. Other than the statue, you can see Buddha behind one of these doors and people praying in front of him. Here's the tree from different angles, and this dragon statue was very cute. We finally crossed the street and took a bus to Bokchon Hanok village. It was a pretty steep walk still from the bus stop, but once we reached the top, we had an easier walk going downhill through all the Hanok buildings. When we saw a sign outside a cafe that said that it had the best view in Bukchon, we stopped for some drinks. The views were more rooftops than anything, but it was sort of beautiful. The cafe was exhibiting some museum pieces and had a beautiful garden. And then on the way out, we found another area that had a beautiful inside prayer room that reminded me of the K-drama Vincenzo. It was attached to what looked both a small museum and a small store. Bukchon Hanok village is very pretty, but it's also very crowded. So walking through the streets is not a very peaceful experience unless you can get there early in the morning or late in the evening. But then you want to be quiet because there's still regular people living in these streets and houses. I had received a gift certificate via Cowtalk from one of my students. He had bought us a Baskin-Robbins ice cream. So we headed to Baskin-Robbins for a snack. The gift certificate was for an entire bucket full of ice cream. We were so surprised and had so much fun eating it. Thank you, Moon, for this thoughtful gift. Next, we took the subway to Lotte Tower. Lotte Tower is the tallest building in South Korea and the 5th tallest building in the world as of 2025. It is truly amazing to look at. There was a Pokemon Go Fest going on, so I took some pictures, but we bought tickets and got in line to go up to the top of the tower. The line for the elevator was fairly short and we were entertained by the slideshow on the ceiling. Then, once we were in the elevator, there were videos all around the walls. Once the elevators opened, there was another video show. We were all watching it about ancient Korea and modern Korea when finally the backdrop went up and we had a view over sunny Seoul. Being almost half a kilometer up, we had a beautiful view over the entire city. All the buildings looked so small, but the clumps of apartment buildings were very noticeable. I walked all around and also looked straight down to the amusement park right next to Lotte Tower. Instead of just buying a regular ticket, you can buy a ticket for the skywalk and then get to wear the suit and go out onto that bridge. The sun was again going down and bathing everything into a golden hour light. What I noticed most about the Han River was the lack of boats. I love going on boats in any kind of body of water, so not seeing any boats was really weird to me. Especially after Bangkok, where I love to go on the hop-on, hop-off boats and just go up and down the Chao Phraya River, one of my favorite things to do. I was really disappointed that that was not an option on the Han River in Seoul. Here in the tower was one area where the floor is made of glass, so you could walk out over it and look straight down to the ground. I heard that just recently a new sightseeing boat tour opened on the Han River, so hopefully for anybody else going to Seoul, it's going to be a possibility to take a boat. The sun was finally setting, not on the horizon, but behind a cloud bank. Just as we were about to leave, we found a place where we could go outdoor and look up the side of the building and looked out over the Han River some more. We then took the elevator back down, took the subway to our Airbnb, and had leftover for dinner. Please join us for episode 38 and Rainy Days in Seoul. Thank you for watching.